Hey, good afternoon. This is Brad Varnell with the Infinite Crypto YouTube channel. I got started a couple of minutes early because I just wanted to make sure that everything was working correctly. If you just joined in the stream, welcome. Do me a favor, if you can hear me loud and clear and see my bald head, say something in the chat real quick for me, please. While we're waiting for some people to jump on, I'm going to go do a couple of quick reminders. If you can hear me and you can see me, please say something in the chat. If you cannot hear me, let me know that too, please. All right, folks, I'm going to give this a few minutes to load up. Go ahead and hang out. Think about any questions that you might have that you'd like to have answered today. I'd grab a pen and a notebook. I once had a very successful businessman tell me that he'd much rather trust a short pencil to a long memory. So a lot of the information that's going to get shared today and the questions that are going to get asked, it's a great idea to have a pen and paper handy and write down the answers as they come through. Let me go back to the original group that I created this in and let them know that it is live. Hopefully I got the right link here still. Come back here. So I am doing something a little bit new today. I just started advertising this live stream probably a little after 12 o'clock. I wasn't sure exactly how many viewers I would get. For those of you that are part of the Arate group, welcome. Definitely, this is kind of for you. I know that there's going to be some friends and family and some, people that are already a part of my YouTube channel that come on. But as you're coming onto the stream, say hi, and if you don't mind, let us know where you're viewing from. I'd love to know if you're in United States or outside of the United States, what state you're in. And let's see, I know that James Taylor, my friend, is in Hollywood, California. I'm here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Where's everybody else from? No, I'm going to have a little bit of trouble keeping up with all of the comments. In the future, maybe we'll do this in more of a Zoom setting where people are actually unmuting their mics and coming on. But for now, we're just going to have everybody, just in the chat room. And as the questions come up, I am going to answer them. And hopefully you guys are going to get some value out of this today. Like I mentioned in the post in Arate, if you have questions, if you're just a beginner and this is the very first, you're some very new to crypto and this is your first, exposure and first ability to talk to somebody that's more experienced, feel free to ask beginner questions like what exchange should you start out on? How do you get an exchange, started? How do you fund an exchange? If you're a little bit more experienced and you've got some questions about decentralized finance, which is called DeFi, please shoot your decentralized finance questions into the chat box. If you're curious about NFTs and what the heck an NFT is, fire away that question. I also said that I would talk a little bit about how to get involved in the ICO, independent coin offerings, which is very similar to the stocks version of an IPO. So, right now we just have a handful of viewers. I think people will probably come on as as we go for a little bit. But those of you that are here, welcome so much, man. We got Dilemma from Scotland. Wow, welcome from Scotland. And Eric in Germany, man, thank you so much. And Not Now John is in Florida. Hey, Not Now John, I love Florida. I just took my 15-year-old son to Florida in July to the Disney World and Universal Orlando. Really had a good time. And that's one of the areas that my wife and I would eventually like to own some beachfront property in as things continue to move along. So, those of you that are here, if somebody wants to not be shy and pop in the first question. All right. Hey, there's Simon. Hi, Simon. What do you think of staking Olympus, Ohm, and Wonderland Time? I think that that's been an amazing investment for a lot of people. I actually heard about Ohm and Wonderland a couple of months ago, and I haven't personally jumped in and started doing that yet. I do have a lot of my cryptocurrencies staked on different platforms like PancakeSwap and Nexo and Celsius. I have not jumped into Wonderland. I do think that it is probably a very good idea to put some funds there. I probably wouldn't go all in, which is something that I'll recommend. And as we get into this discussion, I'll talk about a little bit about my strategies and my philosophies so that you kind of, can get a feel for what I do in my investing. But I would say that this is a smart move, and that if you want to take a small percentage of your portfolio and throw it in there, and in these types of plays, what I like to do is, as a huge ROI comes in, I don't know if it's still sitting at 6,000 or 7,000%, exactly what the ROI is, but if it's still up there in that several thousand ROI % range, what I would do is probably invest some money. Once I had doubled my money, I probably pull out my original investment and then kind of let the rest ride from there. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of an answer, and I'm happy to expound on that kind of stuff. Let me see here. Hey, welcome, Central Florida. Appreciate you being here. GTA Guillermo, glad to have you. And then we've got Eric asking a question here. Eric, how long have I been in crypto? Well, my mentor tried to get me involved in crypto in early 2017. I had a very close friend and good business partner that got involved in cryptocurrency and was investing in it in early 2017. In fact, he told me about Ethereum when it was $9. And he told me about another coin called AntShares, which is now called NEO, when it was around 20 cents. And unfortunately, I did not get started until the end of 2017. And I watched him turn $9,500 into $2.2 million in 2017 going into 2018. And that's what got my attention. That's why I got excited about crypto. And I came into crypto at absolutely the worst time that a guy could come into crypto, right in the beginning of 2018. And I went through a lot of struggles in 18, 19, 20, had some good points and some bad points, but wasn't horrible. And then now in 2021, all of my years of experience and holding my tokens, kind of has paid off. But so a little over 4 years now is the technical answer, but I've been pretty immersed in it for 4 years, like almost full time. Even when I had a job, I was immersed in full time in crypto. James Taylor, thank you for giving us the DeFi tip for Marinated Soul. Awesome rewards. Hey, I'm glad that you're liking that, James. What he's speaking to is a decentralized finance protocol on the Solana network called Marinade, where you can stake your Solana and earn MSOL, and it has a pretty nice ROI, and it's also one of the airdrop videos that I've done. So recently, over the last few weeks, I've put out about 8 or 9 different projects that are launched and doing very well. They have a platform, but they haven't created a token yet. And there's a very decent possibility that if you go connect your wallets to those exchanges, to those platforms, do a few trades or stake your Solana, like in this case on Marinade, and earn some MSOL, that when they do create a token, they will reward us early users with some airdrops. So thank you, James. It's a pleasure. I'm glad that you liked that video. Yeah, Eric, man, wasn't that a lot of fun? I lost 90+% on everything that I invested in 2017 and most of 18, but I actually didn't lose it because one of the things that my mentor taught me was to hold. I am not going to be the guy that you want to listen to if you're looking to buy a token today and sell it tomorrow or sell it next week. I held those tokens, and then in 2021, they came back with a vengeance, and I had tokens that I was down 90, 95, 99% on that ended up making me 10, 20, 30x on my money back in the beginning of this year from January to May when we had that incredible bull run. What do we got going on here next? I am chasing airdrops really hard, going to do all the Solana-based ones from your last video today. I'm 26 and I want to grow my portfolio. Man, I tell you, I am 48 years old. I wish I was 26. You are in such an amazing position and just unbelievable to be where you're at at 26 years old, have an understanding of crypto and where it's going. Man, you will be a multi-millionaire in the next 5 years if you really stick to the plan and stay with the program. So with that, folks, it looks like we've got a handful of people on here. Real quick, before I answer any more questions, I do want to slow down real fast to speed up. So just to give you a little bit of background on me, my name is Brad Varnell. You can see here, this is the Infinite Crypto YouTube channel. I just started this channel back in July. And one of the main reasons that I started it is that mentor that I talked about a little bit ago, Jonathan Kelly. He held my hand through the first several months and couple of years of this process. He was very, very big, as I know we all are at Arete, on not giving me a fish, but teaching me how to fish. And he always told me, hey, Brad, I want you to learn how to do this stuff yourself in case I'm not around. I don't always want you coming to me and saying, hey, what do you think about this project? What do you think about that token? Because I'm going to be busier and busier, and I may not be here and in a timely fashion to be able to answer those questions. So I want you to be able to go research a project and determine whether or not it's a good place for you to put your money. And when it came to creating wallets and all of the steps that it takes to be successful in crypto, he always showed me the way, but he never did it for me. And I thank God for that, because unfortunately, he passed away very unexpectedly at the end of 2019 and never really got to realize all of the fruits of his labors. And this YouTube channel is a way for me to pay it forward. I can only hold one person's hand and talk to one person for so long. This YouTube channel gives me the ability to touch hundreds and thousands and potentially hundreds of thousands of lives with this information. And so that's why I created this YouTube channel back in July, was to pay it forward. I've been blessed. I've got my financial independence, my financial freedom, which was a dream for many, many years. Probably most of you that are here that already have that understand. I was 44 years old and I was broke. I tried several different network marketing companies and I'd had some success, but I hadn't really broke through and created financial freedom for myself. I was frustrated in life. And I just thank Jonathan Kelly, my mentor, so much for doing what he did for me. But folks, this cryptocurrency, I love it because I don't have any employees. I don't have any bosses. I don't have any clients. And so those of you that are in Arete that are building real estate businesses and building companies, I have a lot of respect for you. And I know that the dreams that you have through that will come true and it'll be amazing for you. But for me, I really like not having the employees. and the clients bugging me and kind of taking up my time. I get to do what I want to do when I want to do it. So that's just a little bit of a quick background on me. I'm sure that I could say a million other things, but my heart is to help people. And I believe that the average person can take a relatively small amount of money and invest it into the right places, and they can totally change their wealth needle with cryptocurrency and the adoption that is taking place, the way that blockchain technology is taking over the world. You guys are right now, like, it'd be like investing in Microsoft in 1990. Right when it got founded, went public in about 1988. And if you were buying Microsoft stock back then, or Amazon stock back then, Tesla a handful of years ago, and so on and so forth, we are right in the beginning of an incredible boom that is taking place. And you can totally change your life financially if you take the right steps and get in front of this incredible wave that is coming towards us. So with that, folks, I will get back to the questions, and hopefully, you guys, like I said, get some value out of this. You come out of this video a little bit more educated, a little bit more excited about your crypto journey than you were before you got started. So it looks like so James Taylor says they're called MSOL tokens. So MSOL tokens is what you get through that platform. And let me see here. Let's jump back up. Simon says that the APY on that is 8,450%, and the Wonderland APY is 71,638%. Real fast, folks, I will talk about most of the time when you see APRs like this, you want to run. Most of them are scams. Most of them are rug pulls. Most of them you're going to deposit your money and never see anything back. But I do know for a fact that Olympus and Wonderland are not scams. They've been around for quite a while. Those APRs will go down over time as people come into the project and more money gets deposited. But I am fairly comfortable in telling you it's okay to put a little bit of your money there. Once again, I wouldn't go all in, but it wouldn't be a bad spot to park a few dollars or a few $100s or a few $1,000, depending on your bankroll. Let me see here. We've got Not Now John. Having a mentor would be great. However, I have none, so I learned from guys like you, Brad. Well, John, one of the neat things about my particular situation is that I am dedicating all of my time and energy into helping other people. And so maybe you and I aren't able to get on a phone call every day and talk one-on-one, but through live streams like this, through watching my videos. And then I also have a Telegram channel that I will put the link in the description, but I have an Infinite Crypto Telegram channel that is pretty small. We only have about 100 members, and I am monitoring it 24 hours a day, except for when I'm asleep. So if you hop into that Telegram group and ask a question of me, I will get back to you fairly quickly. And there's also 100 other people in there that are helping each other. So, our tagline for Infinite Crypto is our family, our community is called the Infinite Crypto Cruisers, cruising together to financial freedom. And so we have a family aspect here with this YouTube channel. It's not just me getting on here and spitting out some facts and just cold-hearted, here's some information, go do with it what you will. We really have a family and a community that's growing here. So I would highly recommend any of you that are watching the video today or that watch the replay, definitely go subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, go subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notifications, and that way you'll get alerted every time I put out a new video, which is several times a week. And then also go get into the Telegram channel. If you don't have Telegram channel, it's just a messaging app and a group app that you can download on your iPhone or your Android. It's fairly easy to do. And the link to the Infinite Crypto Telegram channel will be in the link to this description once I get it all the way uploaded too. So I kind of like to think that I am a little bit of a personal mentor. I am not so busy and I'm not so big that I can't spend some quality time helping, people that are really honestly looking for answers and that are willing to put the work in. Let me see here. We got What plan would you suggest for someone like me? I was thinking of dollar cost averaging 50% into Ethereum, 35% into Bitcoin, and 15% into altcoins. That's a great question. Super, super great question. And it's a tough one to answer, but I'll do my best. So right now, we are in the beginning of a bull run. Nothing is guaranteed. I don't have a crystal ball, but I very much believe that over the next couple of months, we are going to see Bitcoin fly up to 100,000 and more. I think Ethereum is going to run up to $10, $15, $20,000. But the altcoins, once that has happened, one of my favorite YouTubers likes to say the altcoins will melt your face off. And what I mean by that is right now in this moment in time, Bitcoin is already ran from around $10,000 earlier this year, January, end of December, right around 10 grand, maybe 8, maybe 12, but right around 10 grand, all the way up to over 60,000. So it's already gone up 6 times in this bull cycle. And now I'm looking at it probably going to double. Now, doubling your money, there's nothing wrong with that. And I know that folks that are coming from traditional stock market, just investing in 401ks and mutual funds, think that, well, doubling my money in the next month or two sounds unbelievable to me because I'm hoping to get 5 or 10 or 15 or 20% on it in a year in the stock market. But folks, crypto is a different kind of animal, and earning double your money is really not that exciting in the crypto world. Don't get me wrong. It's a great thing. And I do think you should own some Bitcoin. You should own some Ethereum. But right now, I would probably lower those percentages a little bit, not a ton, like maybe I really hate to give point blank advice. Everybody has to kind of figure out what's going to be best for them. A lot of this depends on your time frames, what you're looking to accomplish and how fast you want to accomplish it. I will tell you this, my Bitcoin and Ethereum portfolio are relatively small compared to my altcoin portfolio, because what normally happens in this type of a cycle is that once Bitcoin runs up to 100,000 plus, 115, 130, 200, we don't know where it's going to stop. But at some point in time, you will see that it kind of starts to top off and flatten out. And as it starts to flatten out, people start to take all of that profit that they made in Bitcoin over the last few months, and they start pouring it into the altcoins. So when I tell you that my friend Jonathan Kelly turned 9,500 into 2.2 million in 2017 going into 2018, I don't know the exact statistics, but I think that this is a very, very respectable guess right here. I would say that he probably made 80% of that 2.2 million in the last 30 days or so of the bull run. And he made it because tokens like that NEO that were 22 cents earlier in the year skyrocketed up to $196. He only invested a small amount of money into each coin. He had 5,000 NEO that he probably just spent a few $100s for, but at $200 a coin or just under, that's $1 million just in the one token. But that token did a huge amount of its growth in just the last couple, 2-3 weeks or month or so of the cycle. So if I was a brand new guy investing right now, I would probably put a little bit less money into Bitcoin than 50%. Ethereum, I think, is going to do some amazing things. It's probably going to triple or maybe quadruple at this point by the end of the year or beginning of January. And I do have a decent chunk of Ethereum, but if I was buying Ethereum right now, I would probably buy a little bit less than 35%, and I would probably up my altcoins to closer to, say, 50%. So maybe 25% Bitcoin, 25% Ethereum, and then 50% into serious, solid altcoins. Like, you want to do your research. You don't want to be putting 50% of your investment portfolio into meme coins like Doge and Shibu. I know that those have done fantastic recently, but I am not a fan. Those coins don't really provide any value. They don't have any long-term utility. I invest in projects that I'd be happy to own for the next 5 or 10 years. So if I was going to invest some of that altcoin money, I'd be looking into tokens that are in the, say, the top 100, but not necessarily the very top 10. Like, there's a Polkadot is one that's in the top 10 that I would tell you go ahead and invest some serious money. And that one is going places. It may not make you 25 or 50 times your money in this cycle, but it would be a good top 10 token that's still got several X's left in it. But if you want to go slightly farther down the list, I really like Matic, Polygon Network, which is sitting at about number 18. And I can see that token giving you a 5 or 10 or 20x when this bull run really gets rolling. So I can't talk all day on every question. I appreciate that question. It was a great question. Hopefully I gave you some things to think about. And I'd be happy if you join my Telegram group and you want to ask some, questions, and I got a little bit more time to dive in and maybe give you a few more of my picks. I also did a video not too long ago called What I Would Do If I Had $1,000 to Put into Crypto. And I think another one that was called My Top 10 Cryptocurrency Picks that talk about Matic, Polkadot, Ren, VeChain, Zill. There's definitely a couple of videos that will help you with this too. So with that, I'm going to get on to the next question. But man, that was a great one, and I'm glad that you brought it up. What do we got going on here? Next one. What plan? Nope, that's the same one. Here we go. I feel frustrated like you used to right now, Brad. I want financial freedom too. I tell you, I think that's what brings us all together is we're a bunch of winners. And the neat thing about this is even if you don't feel like you've won yet, winning is a journey. And as long as you're on the path to winning, you're a winner. Man, there's a lot of people out there in life that are just living a settle for life. They've got one foot in the grave. They've been beaten down by the world and they've given up. They go to work, they come home, they drink a little bit of beer, watch some Netflix, go to bed, and do it all over again. And I know that those aren't the types of folks that are in this room right now. The folks that are in this room are the ones that got big dreams and big goals, and it's okay if you haven't achieved them yet. Right now, you're in an amazing point in time, and I promise you, if you just put your head down and get educated in crypto and you're patient, you're willing to let your money sit there and marinate and grow as the market grows and the adoption grows, you will be where you want to be by your early 30s, man. You got the world by the tail, and don't feel bad that you haven't made it yet. I was 44 years old and was in such bad shape that my wife, back then was my girlfriend, she left me. And she didn't leave me because of my money situation. She left me because I wasn't acting like a winner. I wasn't working as hard as I could work. I wasn't doing the things that I needed to do to provide for my family. Sorry, I get a little emotional, but that was a wake-up call, man. It woke me up, and I realized that I needed to start doing some different things in life. I needed to quit spending all of my money. I was a great at making money, and I was even better at spending it. I needed to learn how to, manage my money and invest it properly. I had to learn how to work harder. I had a good job where I could make good money, but I was lazy and I took days off that I shouldn't take off. And I left early when I shouldn't have left early. And just so many things that put me in the position to be 44 years old and not proud of my financial situation at all. So part of the reason that I've been so successful over the last 4 years in crypto was because I had a big wake-up call. I had a woman that I loved. She had 2 children that I had been raising for several years that were basically my kids now. And I had a choice to make. Did I want to become the Brad, the winner that I knew was inside of me? Or did I want to lose my family? So I chose to win. And if you're just, if you're sitting there in life and don't feel like you're winning yet, that's okay, man. you're in the right place. You are definitely in the right place, and you're surrounding yourself with the right people. So just keep doing what you're doing, brother, and we're going to make it happen together. Let's get on to here the next question. Oh, let me see here. Any opinions on how the metaverse will take a role in blockchain? Yeah, man, I have some huge opinions on that. It's going to be amazing. For those of you that are watching this and that don't know what a metaverse is, I don't blame you, because even after 4, plus years in crypto, it's fairly new to me. But I am checking it out and I'm investing heavily in it. I got very lucky recently, and I got involved in one of the best producing ICOs in the history of ICOs. I was able to invest into a company called Blocktopia. The ticker for that token is BLOK, and it launched on October 6th, and it went up to over 1,000 times my original investment. Now I've got a vesting schedule because I invested in it privately before it went and became publicly traded. But so far, I've been able to turn $150 worth of that investment. I've gotten 2 distributions that were worth $150 when I bought them, and I've been able to sell those 2 distributions for roughly $24,000 of my money, and I still have 90% of the tokens left. And I'm glad that you asked that question, Simon, because that's the kind of excitement that is in crypto right now. When you've got friends and family and people that are telling you, that crypto is just a bunch of boo hockey, and it's just, it's an invisible coin, it's got no value. Why are you investing in it? Blah, blah, blah. I've heard all of that for 4 years. Believe me, my friends and family are just finally jumping on board because they see the life that I'm able to live. But for the first 2-3 years of this journey, most of them thought I was crazy. Thank God my wife allowed me to do it. I mean, she supported it, but it was more of a, hey, you go do what you're going to do. I'll believe it when I see it. But she's sure happy that she did. But yeah, man, the metaverse is going to be unbelievable. Millionaires and multimillionaires and multimillionaires are going to be made by investing in the right metaverse projects early and then watching them develop over the next few years. I mean, heck, Facebook is changing their name to Meta. That should be a clue to people as to where this is going. So, man, that's a fantastic question. As far as which metaverse projects to invest in, I don't have a whole lot of opinion on that because I'm still doing my research. But I would let everybody know that's on this call. Once you get situated in crypto, you understand Coinbase, how to on-ramp your money into crypto, learn how to use MetaMask wallet and Uniswap and those types of tools. You definitely want to be researching and buying into, metaverse projects as early as possible. And I will show you guys something here real fast. Let me pull this up and see if I can share my screen. Share my screen here, and I want to pull up cryptocurrency prices here. So this here is one of my favorite websites. It's called CoinGecko.com. And just about any time I want to look up a token, this is where I go. So I'll give you a rough idea real quick. Let's just type in that token that I mentioned, block. So you go over here to this search engine, type in BLOK. Here it is. It pops it up. I click on Blocktopia, and it brings up the whole page on Blocktopia. Now, this is a fairly new token, so it's not showing the circulating supply. It's not showing the total market cap. So I'll go to a different token in a minute and kind of show you that. But the key thing about this website that I want you to see is if you go over here, you can get onto their website, blocktopia.com. You could go check out their Twitter. You can get on their Telegram. And just for the fun of it, let's go ahead and go to their website. So we click on Blocktopia, and it pops open their website. Let me go over here real quick. Can you see? No, it didn't switch on your guys' side, so I can only show you one website at a time. No problem. So we'll skip back to that in a second. The biggest thing that I wanted to show you though was you can go down here and you can see their trading volume. You can see their all-time high, their all-time low. As you can see, this token right here was up 959%. And it was actually, it was lower. It was better than that. Its peak was at about 1,017%. This token did not do what I wanted it to do. So let me go to another one. Let's go to Star Atlas. Star Atlas, ticker is Atlas, I believe. This token launched similar to Blocktopia. It's another Metaverse project, another NFT Metaverse project. It launched to about a 500x, but here we go. So do you see down here underneath everything, it says token and then it says Metaverse? Well, that means that's showing that this is a Metaverse token, but if you click on the word Metaverse, watch what happens here. It brings up all of the Metaverse tokens. So Axie Infinity is absolutely unbelievable. It's sitting though at a $9 billion market cap. So you're probably not going to make life-changing gains on something that's already at, $9 billion. You could certainly double or triple or quadruple your money, but you're not going to get the 100x, the 500x, the 1000x on something that's already grown so much. And you can kind of scroll down the list here. Decentraland is another very popular one, sitting at 3 billion. I think it will do very well. Another one that is super, super exciting that's at 2 billion is the Sandbox. So now that I'm seeing the list, it makes it easier for me to remember. My subconscious mind is picking up on some of these that are very, very good projects. But all of these are kind of up in the top and have already had some pretty massive growth. I was just told about this Radio Kaka by a friend a few days ago. It's sitting at $645 million. That might be a one to check out. But my point is this gives you the tools to educate yourself. So what I would do if I was interested in investing in this Radio Kaka is I would just click on it here. That's going to pull it up, show me the current price of it. Once again, it's fairly new, so it doesn't have an absolute market cap. It shows the circulating supply, or wait, actually it does. It looks like 645 million. I apologize. So there's the market cap there. It shows the circulating supply, which is the number of tokens that are circulating right now that are available to be bought and sold. And then it shows you the total amount of tokens that will eventually be out on the market as the token vesting and distribution happens in all of the areas. Once again, you can scroll down, you can check out, its all-time low was sitting here at 0.0012481. Today it is at 0.003, so that's 2,756%, which is basically, a fortune. I mean, it's gone up a ton. And had you invested in it back here on August 20th, you'd be doing very, very well. Like I said, $645 million market cap overall is still got a long ways to run if it does well. And then remember too, you get here and you come over and click on their website. You can click on their website. You can go to their Twitter. You can go to their Telegram. And you can ask questions. Like if you go to their Telegram, you can get in there and ask questions. They have admins that run the Telegram. And if you ask questions, they are happy to answer your questions. So it's such a great way to educate yourself. So, it looks like it's opening up a new tab every time I do this. So you're not able to see the websites. You're still just looking here at this website. But if you go and look at these websites, it will definitely give you a great sense of the education that you can get yourself. Let me see here. We're going to stop that, go back to here. Get rid of that. Do you have any videos explaining how to get into those Olympic Wonderland projects? I don't have any personal videos on how to do that. But Sean, one of the neat things about YouTube is if you just go up to the search feature and just type in, how do I invest in Olympus? How do I invest in Wonderland? You will come across a list of 5 or 10 or 20 videos from different folks explaining the process, and you can kind of click on them, see if you like their tone of voice and you like their energy, and if you don't, just go to the next one. Eventually I will have videos on more and more stuff, but it's just impossible for one YouTuber to kind of cover everything. But if you go do a search on YouTube, I guarantee you will find the answer that you're looking for. Hey, there you go. Hey, Simon, I appreciate that so much, folks. And, you know, for any of you that are here on the channel listening in today, man, it would be a great honor if you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell, man. I'd really appreciate that. And I look forward to, I'm going to probably do one of these videos. I haven't determined how often, but probably on a fairly regular basis. If people are interested in it and it's helpful and you're getting some good education and it's helping you in your crypto journey, then I'm happy to do these, say like about once a week or maybe once every couple of weeks. We'll figure it out. Thank you, Brad. Very good advice. You make it easy to understand. I will adjust accordingly. I'm amazed how by the opportunity in crypto. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. I'm glad that I could be helpful. And you're right. The opportunity that we have right now in crypto is just absolutely amazing. What else? Totally agree about what you said about Olympus and Wonderland. My plan is to invest and then take the profits and then let the rest be staked for a while. So absolutely, folks, that kind of goes a little bit along with my strategy overall. The safer the investment is, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, you know, Polkadot, Matic, the top 15 or 20 projects that I think the odds of one of those going to zero is almost zero. So those are safe places to park your money, kind of like blue chips in the stock market. And a lot of times I don't buy and sell those and trade those very often at all. In fact, one of my strategies to avoid, capital gains taxes is to borrow against those tokens. On most lending platforms, you can stake your Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a lot of other top tier tokens, and you can borrow anywhere from 30 to 60% against their value with no KYC. They don't check your credit score. And the thing is, if you have $1 million in Bitcoin in there and you go borrow 250,000 against it to buy a house with, down payment on a house or whatever, you're not creating a taxable event like you would if you went and sold $250,000 worth of Bitcoin on an exchange. That would be a taxable event, where borrowing doesn't create a taxable event. In fact, it gives you interest that you can write off against other income, just like you write off, the interest on a mortgage on a house and stuff like that. So that's kind of a whole nother discussion. That's, decentralized finance. But long story short, when I'm investing in some of these projects that are down at number 800, 900, 1,000, 300, 400 ranked, my goal is to buy into them. Once they go up double, triple, quadruple, maybe 5x at most, I usually pull out my initial investment and some profit and then let the rest ride. That's not to say that I pull it all out and go spend it on a trip. I pull it out and then reinvest it into other places. In fact, a very good strategy is to take a little bit of that profit, buy a little bit more Bitcoin, buy a little bit more Ethereum, buy some of the projects that you're planning on holding for the rest of your life. So thank you for that, Simon. I definitely am on the same page with you there. Let me see here. Do I have a Discord channel? No, at this point, I'm very, very familiar with Telegram. I have an over-the-counter OTC group, over-the-counter group that I've owned for several years in Telegram, where I escrow deals for people that aren't able to trade on an exchange. And because of my knowledge of Telegram, I've just always stuck with Telegram. I am in some Discord groups, but I do not own my own at this point. Is that it? I think we're to the bottom of the barrel here. We got no more questions. Did I miss anything? Oh, here we go. Yeah, I did miss some. I apologize. Dilemma. That's a great question. How can we get involved in ICOs? So that takes a little bit of work. It takes some education. It also, if you're an American, it definitely is a little bit more complicated, because technically the SEC does the best that it can to keep us Americans from being able to get rich. You got to be an accredited investor and blah, blah, blah. They got more rules that protect the wealthy and really kind of make it harder on the guy that's trying to come up. If you get into my Telegram group, I've got some information that I can shoot you in private messages that will open your eyes even more. But there's a couple of different ways. So there's pooling groups where you can buy a token. One of them is called Gains, Gains, Gains token. Let me type that in here. And if you own 10,000 Gains tokens, that allows you into their pooling group. They're a venture capitalist firm. They go and contact the projects. They negotiate private sale allocations directly with the projects. Then they come back to their members that are in this Telegram group that have the 10,000 tokens all the way up to 200,000 tokens. And every time they make a deal with a project, then they bring it to us and we are able to invest in an ICO. So at this point, I've probably got 50 or 60 different projects that I've been able to invest in. And for the most part, you basically just check a box that says, I am not an American citizen. And there is no KYC. So you never have to, show your passport or your driver's license or that kind of stuff. Like I say, it's a little bit complicated, but it's definitely doable. There's another very reputable group out there called Black Dragon, and their token is BD. BDT, excuse me, I believe BDT is the ticker for the Black Dragon token. And they also have tiers where if you buy their token and you own enough of them, then you can get into ICOs. If you go to that website, CoinGecko.com, and just do a search for Gains tokens or Black Dragon tokens, those will pop up. You can go to their website. You can see all of the parameters, how many tokens you got to buy. The other way to do it is like through my private Telegram group. And because of this YouTube channel, I have people coming to me. So I recently just got a $30,000 allocation of a ICO called Ghost Market, ghostmarket.io. It's a working platform for NFTs, but they haven't launched their token yet. So I took that $30,000 allocation and I offered it to the members in my community in that Telegram channel, the Infinite Crypto Telegram channel. So had you been in the Infinite Crypto Telegram channel, it just happened a couple of weeks ago, you would have been able to buy into that particular ICO. And as this channel grows and I'm able to procure more opportunities like that, I plan to pass them on, to my community and to my members. So that's one of the reasons that, it's important to subscribe to the channel, important to go get in the Telegram, is because you will have more and more opportunities to invest in private sales. Let me see here. Speaking of airdrops, I need life-changing money so I can retire my mom, and airdrops can definitely happen. There we go. So you said, I just need one big airdrop. I'm going to get lucky eventually. Yeah, absolutely. I just picked up $27,000 through the DYDX airdrop. And I talk about that a few videos ago. And there's a video titled How I Made $27,000 through an airdrop, and the next big one coming on a project called optimism.io. So if you go back and look up the video for optimism.io, there's no guarantees, but that could turn into a very nice airdrop for those of us that have connected our wallets and have done those types of things. I'm sorry, guys. It feels like I think the chat kind of got away from me. If I missed anybody, I apologize. Go ahead and retype your question down. Income. Do you have any new airdrops or updates on the previous airdrops? So the last airdrop video that I did was probably around a week ago. That one, I definitely have not heard anything on. The previous ones have not done airdrops that I know of. Now, there's a couple of those that launch tokens, I believe, and that we probably aren't going to get an airdrop on, which is part of the game. You know, the risk versus the reward. Those Solana airdrops just cost a few dollars to try to qualify for. And when they come in, if they're worth $1,000 or $5,000 or $10,000, it's okay to lose a $5 bill or a $10 bill here and there, you know, connecting your wallets and getting used to it. So at this point, none of them have actually announced airdrops and dropped anything into our wallets. But I do believe that before the end of the year, we will see that with some projects. These guys are going to want to take advantage of this bull run too. They don't want to airdrop the tokens in February or March when kind of things have slowed down. They want to get those tokens out into the public, out on the market, so that they can take advantage of this big bull run that is coming and that's been here this year and that's coming over the next couple of months. Let me shoot the link here. I might disrupt my face for a second, maybe not. Let me shoot you the link to the Infinite Crypto. I normally go back and edit these videos after they're done and put all of the links and everything into the subscription. But let me see, I copied the link here and let me see if I can just paste it here. I don't know if that's going to hyperlink you to it, but that is the Telegram link to Infinite Crypto Telegram for those of you that would like to get in there and ask questions and and join in on all of the fun. So what have we been doing here? We've been going now for almost 40, 45, 50 minutes. I'm happy to keep going as long as there's people here and you have good questions and let me see, there's another good question. Is MetaMask sufficient as a wallet or do I need something better? Great question. I love that question. So MetaMask is the portal to decentralized finance exchanges like Uniswap on the Ethereum network. You have PancakeSwap on Binance Smart Chain. You have QuickSwap on the Matic network. And the thing about the MetaMask network is it will allow you to interact with all of those from one central place. So MetaMask is absolutely essential as an investor to get downloaded on your Chrome extension and create your wallet. But I wouldn't let that be the end all be all. So I would like to have some private wallets also. I use Trust Wallet is one of my favorites. Coinbase actually has a Coinbase wallet. So your funds are your funds. There's a saying out there that says, your funds, your keys. If you don't have the private keys to your wallets and your funds are sitting in an exchange, like even Coinbase, as reputable as it is, they can freeze your funds. And there's not a darn thing you can do about it. So I would not want all of my net worth on an exchange like Coinbase or Binance US or KuCoin. I use all of those, but once I've got my tokens purchased, most of the time I'm transferring them out to a private wallet that only I have access to. The exchange can't shut it down. The government can't seize it. The only way that you could access those funds is if you had my private keys, which I make sure nobody has access to. So yes, get MetaMask. Yes, use the crap out of it. Get good with it, but definitely look into some private wallets. There's also, it's called a ledger, where you can put your cryptocurrency onto, it's a ledger. See, I don't know if I got any. I got 3 or 4 laying around, but they're not within reach and distance, so I can't show them to you. But they're a little like they're like a drive that you plug into your computer, and when it's unplugged from your computer, you can't access your cryptocurrencies, but you plug it into your computer, you put in your private seed phrase, your password, and then it connects you. So basically, by having that ledger and disconnected from your computer, put in a safe or something, it's called cold storage. And it's definitely a great way to protect your crypto assets as they grow. When you've got a few $1,000s in crypto, if you leave it on some exchanges and you keep it in some places where stuff can happen to it, it's not the end of the world. But as you build up to hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars in crypto, you want to have it safe, and you want to make sure that nobody, including the government and the banks and the exchanges, can mess with it. Thank you. This is my buddy Jay from the Slot Freaks. He is a gambling fool. He comes to Vegas. It's amazing. He comes to Vegas, and these casinos allow him to film while he's playing slots. So he films live, and people are watching from all over the world, watching him play these slots. And in fact, sometimes he actually has pools where, like, you can Venmo or Cash App him $100. And he will take, say, a 2,000, 20 people put in $100, and they play, $2,000 through the machine. And then whatever they end up with, they get back. So if he turns the 2,000 into 3,000, then everybody that invested $100 would get 150. If he turns 2,000 into 1,000, then everybody would get back 50 of their 100, and so on and so forth. So if you enjoy slots and you enjoy, and think you might enjoy that, go check out the Slot Freaks. Very good friend of mine. He was just in Vegas about a week or so ago. We went out and had some amazing dinners. And man, thank you very much, Jay, for being here today. I appreciate you. Great advice. We'll get a ledger too. Yeah, folks, that is definitely another, as you're going through the cryptocurrency educational process, a ledger is definitely something that you will want to work your way towards. So let me see. We got several new people there. Do I have any more questions, or should we call it a day, folks? I want to be respectful of your time too. I know that you've spent about an hour here with me, which I really appreciate, man. I really thank you all for being here. But if you don't have any new questions, then I think we'll start to wrap this one up, and then we'll do it again next week. And I'll advertise it a little bit further in advance and give you guys a little bit more time. I know this was sudden notice. So if we put out a time and a date, for next week on like Tuesday or Wednesday, and everybody's got a little bit more time to plan for it, hopefully we can fill this group up and end up, with 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 people that got some great questions. So with that, folks, thank you all for being here. God bless, and we will definitely see you again soon. Take care.